Okay, we're going to do a interview here that is exciting to hear about 4 people that have been here for the last 21 days doing what we've been referring to as terrain modification in many different areas. So I'm going to get a medical therapy, and then we're going to do a short little interview with everybody just to see where everybody's at. And Dr. Mari, who's right here, she's going to do the honors, and she's the doctor of naturopathic medicine. And she's going to show me some of her skills right now. So what are you going to line me up with here?
So this is 35 grams of vitamin C. So that's a really high dose of vitamin C. Normally, if you take vitamin C orally, you can only take 500 to 1,000 milligrams. So this is 35 grams. So it's significantly higher. And if you would try to take that much orally, you would have all kinds of, you wouldn't really be able to, but you would have all kinds of diarrhea, nausea, upset stomach, all kinds of stuff like that. So IV therapy allows us to do the high doses of vitamin C.
So this is one of the therapies out of many that, different people, depending on what you got here, from ethylene diamine tetracetic acid for heavy metals.
EDTA.
Yeah. And
there's phosphatidylcholine, which is a phospholipid that helps with cognitive ability. It's also really good paired with chelation therapy, which is the heavy metal detox to help clear the arteries and the plaque that builds up in our arteries over time. So obviously we offer the chelation as well. There's glutathione, which is a really amazing antioxidant. It's produced all over your body in every cell of your body, and the production goes down with age or illness, any kind of chronic stress. So doing intravenous glutathione is the only way that they have shown to increase your blood serum levels of glutathione. So that's a really common.
So these are, when you really think about it, you're trying to deaccumulate the things that have accumulated in your system, and doing these advanced therapies is like amplifying everything that everybody's doing by I would say 50 times, because I know heavy metals, once you accumulate them, they're not easy to get out of your body. And then once you do get them in you, then you get a whole host of shady characters that come inside your body, we call parasites, that sort of inhabit you only because of the heavy metal toxicity. So heavy metal detoxification, including plastic removal and also remineralization, and that's part of some of the therapies you do too, is remineralization, right?
Yeah, so that's what we're doing with the IV therapy as well. We do nutrient bags. Actually, Mike's going to get a nutrient bag, so it's got all the B vitamins, it's got your magnesium, your calcium, selenium, zinc, and stuff like that. So it's replenishing the body. We also do coconuts on the second set of 7 days in order to replenish the body after we water fast and clean out and dry out. So. And
that's when you start most of the therapies, after 7 days or so.
Yep.
So let's go through everybody's just name real quickly here, because we've got 4 good players here. It's always nice to find people that are disciplined, that are actually changing a lot of other people, because once someone goes through this, a lot of people say, hey, I want to try that too, because look at the changes in everybody are massive. So everybody explain themselves. Just give yourself like a little minute of where you came from, your
name, how long you water fasted for while you were here.
I'm Mike. I'm from Vegas. Came here and I did 8 days of water fasting. It's pretty intense. And then
so you were planning on doing 7 days though, right? And you figured, I always tell everybody, if you can jump one more day, that's like doing the 7 days over again. Almost everybody buys into that, which is good. And it actually is really true.
Buys it.
But it is. It's true, because you got to be able to buy into it. Because in the beginning, I can't even tell you this, because your mind's going, hey, let me get to 7 days before you try to push more onto me. But each of you guys went pretty much your whole way or more, right?
Yeah.
Valerie went 10 days.
Yep.
How was that?
It was awesome, actually. I really wish I'd had more time so I could have gone further. But, you explained to me how important going through the refeeding process was. But I felt a lot better each day I could push it out.
So it does really make you sort of feel like you're getting your not your money's worth, let's say, but you're here for a purpose, and you can feel you're at this layer. So you did 8 days, you did 10. And then Kenneth, how much did you do?
Did seven
Beautiful.
full days, yep.
And then Amber?
I'm from LA and I did 7 full days
7 full days. How
of
was
the
it?
water fasting and then started on coconut water. Surprisingly easy. I mean, it was challenging. You're battling your brain, you know, it's a test of willpower. But
Were you hungry, do you feel like?
oh yeah, really hungry. But I couldn't tell if it was my body or my mind, you know.
How about you, Kenneth?
It was challenging, but you know, the doctors here, they give you a lot of confidence in the program, and they're here with you, so you feel safe and you feel looked after. And so I just, you know, I went through it, and without them, honestly, I don't know if I could have ever done that. But the environment here is really.
Or do you think if you did this at home, do you think you could follow through and do this on your own? Because this is.
Now that I've been given you know, I've had the experience and gone through it with them, I feel like I could now. Definitely.
But to start out with, it would have been pretty much impossible.
Yeah, I mean, without Dr. Mari around and inspiration from Dr. Cassar, I don't know if I could have done it. But with them, it was an amazing experience. You know, it's life changing, honestly.
All right, and this is Mom here. This is Dr. Mari's mama. So it's pretty good to get your mom or your dad or your brothers or your sisters to come up here to,
On board.
to
I'm on
do
board.
this.
Terrain modify. How about you guys talk about how much weight you lost? And how much weight did you
I
lose?
came in at like 156, 157, got all the way down to 139.
Did you? Wow,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
And
So I
now?
got rid of lots of toxicity, and now that after I've been refeeding a little bit and stuff, I got back up to 145 so far.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can see he's not skinny. Okay, he's very vital, and you know, just because you know a lot of people think if you water fast, you're gonna like blow away in the wind or something, or you're not gonna be able to do it. Did anybody feel that you feel like it was health threatening to you as far as besides your mind? You know, it's going through a lot of psychological, emotional baggage release. Did you feel physically like all of a sudden it's like I gotta stop this?
No.
No. Felt physically drained, of course, especially like 5th and 6th day. But after that, it's like you had more energy, you know, until you started doing something, of course. But it's
Yeah, no
definitely-
stamina.
Yeah.
But your mind has energy though. It wants to
yeah,
try, but your
exactly.
body's basically in.
You're very clear. You're very clear.
Okay. Well, I notice everybody's eyes are super clear. That's one of the things I really notice. It's everyone's got like very glaring, vital. You know, everyone's got purple skin now versus in the beginning. We do a lot of. You know, you're trying to clean on the outside, as you clean on the inside too. So. It's yeah, I can hear the birdie over there. Hey, Hody.
My hair.
It's an experience to be able to really hang with the 21 days though, because 7 days you can try doing some of this stuff. You're not really, because it takes what 3 days at least to get into ketosis, right?
Yeah, for men it's 72 hours generally, so 3 days, and for women it's 20 or 48, so 2 days generally to get into ketosis. And then usually after that, and they can tell you their experience, but usually after 3 days the hunger subsides. It's more of a mental, you know, battle. But the first 3 days are really the hardest as far as hunger, and then, you know, they can share about their experience. Does anybody want to share a little bit about how they felt with hunger?
Maybe because I came into it from a point where I already had, you know, very irritable bowels, I really wasn't hungry the whole time.
For 10 days.
For 10 days. It actually felt good to not eat because it had been making me feel, yeah, like,
Lethargic.
yeah, I just, every time I ate, I didn't feel good. I'd get
Maybe you can tell
lethargic.
them about like your symptoms, like your eyes.
Yeah, I developed a lot of like food sensitivity, so you know, I'll eat an onion and within 4 hours or by the next morning, you know, my eyes are dry or my eyes are runny or I'm bloated or I'm very, very tired. And that would be one of the more common symptoms. You get really tired after you eat. That's probably a good indication that something's not working the way it should with your body.
So during your fast, all of that kind of subsided?
Yes.
Okay, remember we went on a hike that was a pretty big hike, and you're on your sixth day, I think, of
Yeah.
water fasting, and you went with us. It was midday, sun was out, there was no clouds,
I'm here with you.
and you made it up 3/4 of the way, and that's pretty darn good. Did you feel any before that? Did you feel that? Did you get headaches? Did you feel nauseated, or did you feel any of that?
I felt really good after the hike. During the hike, I was like, oh man, I don't know if I can keep going. But I actually felt amazingly good afterwards. So that was interesting because it was.
No, because you're in great shape. Could be able to do that to water fast. Most people can't do that if they just already
Yeah.
were full caloried.
But for me, I didn't really get the nausea. I don't think I ever got much in the way of headaches, but I didn't get the nausea. I get tiniest amounts of nausea, like maybe 7th, 8th, 9th day. I got, a little nausea, not enough, but I felt like I was really needed to lay down or sit down or anything like that. Just that kind of irritating feeling, like, ugh. So it wasn't that bad, but like I said, it was such a relief to me to not have like kind of the intestinal pain after I ate and stuff, and I could feel myself starting to heal. So that was.
And you're eating again now.
Yes.
So what's your experience with food right now?
Amazing, actually. I mean, one, it tastes delicious, and the fear
relax.
factor wasn't there. When you start eating it, it's like I felt better, so I wasn't afraid to eat. So that's really nice, and the food tastes incredible. And then I made a really interesting discovery, which I've heard from multiple people. You use like 80% of your energy during the day to digest your food, and I used to think like, okay, that's probably true, really smart people say that, but I didn't believe it. But I'll tell you what, when I started eating, wow, did I become a believer.
Feel a drag on you.
Yeah, it's amazing, and it's not necessarily a bad feeling, it's just it takes a lot of energy to digest.
It makes you feel heavy. That's what it
Yeah,
does.
so one of my goals now is I'm going to cut down to like 1 meal a day.
Great.
I just want to let the people know that, like, when I came, I had a lot of apprehension about fasting in general. Like, I thought it was going to be very challenging. But, this is an ancient healing practice, and these are people that are up with the most cutting-edge modern techniques of health. So this is still being practiced now, and they're also incorporating newer health practices. This is something it's a whole picture here, and no matter where you're at, I think you're gonna come here and get challenged, and they're gonna know where you're at. Because for me, it was, maybe I'm at this level, and someone else, they're gonna get challenged too. So I think wherever you're at in your path towards health, that here you can get a chance to be pushed right at your pace, and these people know they're kind of good at knowing where you're at and figuring that out. So wherever you're at on your path, I think this is a good place to come and further your health.
Well, you two guys are three. But we're like over the 50 range here. And as we get older, we're smart enough to learn how to detoxify a little bit, or at least get on that path. But you guys are young people. What made you in your mind sort of think that this had any benefit to it, or
Well, I think the three of us live in really toxic environments. He's from Vegas, I'm from LA, and he's from Northern California. So the air quality up there can really get to you, and just the lifestyle in general. And so that's why this appealed to me. I just wanted to see how I would feel if I just took a break from all of that for a while, just breathing the air.
sunshine?
Yeah, and it does. It makes a big difference. Makes it a lot easier to fast in a place like this where you're receiving all that energy from the sun and from everything that's alive.
Well, Amber's a mom too. You got a child at home with Dad over there taking care of everybody. So you came up here to get like a 21-day reset.
Right, and I did.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a new person.
And so now going home, because she's really good at doing stretching and yoga and a lot of these.
Practices.
Yeah, just simple practices that actually keep you healthy. Like we've been like the yoga class this morning. That was nice.
That was really good.
Okay,
Really
so
good.
nice doing yoga out in the front lawn here with the sun out there. It was really, really, boy, I was sweating up like crazy this
me
morning.
too. Me too.
Yeah.
How to work, you guys, this morning. So on the last week, we try to have everyone work out twice a day, which everyone has been doing a really amazing job at. And like Kenneth said, we try to meet everybody where they're at, push you a little bit past, you know, what you think you can do.
Your comfort zone.
And
yeah.
you're trying to reset your nervous system in that last week, you know. Not just the cleaning out and then the replenishing, but also resetting your nervous system and getting back into moving. Like Dr. Cassar is always saying, you need to move your body. You need to push yourself a little further than you think you can do, so you can grow your nervous system. And that's another thing we focus on in the last bit of the terrain modification.
Yeah, the simple philosophy is once you've dried yourself out of billions of particles of whatever pollution you want to call it in your system, and then you start to re-feed yourself, your system's really open to change. And so this is why exercise, no matter what you're doing at home or whatever, you have to consistently, if you really want to regenerate, you have to dry yourself out like you guys did, okay? Then you start to give yourself something that would be a fuel that would be very beneficial and not too harsh. Like you said, as soon as you start to eat, it really takes a lot of your energy away because you're really trying to regenerate yourself. And pushing yourself exercise-wise, I see a lot of people make this mistake. They do a lot of these cleansings and fastings and different things, and they don't incorporate the exercise, and or they don't incorporate these medical therapies, which makes it so, you know, let's say you did 21 days here and you did water, coconuts, and hey, Hody, don't bite the chair. And you didn't do any of the medical therapies, okay? And that's deep massage and then getting different types of IVs to be able to help aid, support, get out a lot of the stuff that's accumulated like corrosion inside your body, because it doesn't just come out with water. So this is a very advanced way to be able to look at cleaning yourself effectively, efficiently, and easily too, because you really can't do a lot of these therapies like you were saying. You can't take a lot of these by the mouth because your body won't get them in. They get destroyed by the stomach acid, and or it's too turbulent. Like I used to take EDTA by the mouth. I'd be on the toilet all day, and all of a sudden I'm thinking, okay, that was great for Sunday, but Monday we're done.
Yeah. Because no one's got time to be in the bathroom that much.
All day, going through rolls of toilet paper.
Well, and the IV therapy is really nice because, you know, like we were saying, why are these young people here? Well, Kenneth just had some amalgams removed. And so the EDTA chelation is a really great for that. And so doing all of this after having that procedure done was a really very smart thing for him to do. So, you know.
Now, how about would you, realistically, like you're like, let's say the first people of your families pretty much. They're getting a little bit, pioneering to really learn how to not only take care of yourself for the future, but how to take out of the stuff when you didn't know that much about it before. So would you recommend, this type of, because, a week, 2 weeks, you need at least about 3 weeks or so minimum is what I've been getting. That's why we've been trying to stretch people to at least stay for 3 weeks.
I want to bring every member of my family up here.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously.
Nice.
Everybody.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of options out there in the health world. I looked around, in Thailand and different places you could go to try and detox. And it's overwhelming the amount of choices you have, and there's a lot of different modalities, but the thing I was most impressed with here is it's such a holistic approach. I mean, they're encompassing everything. This is truly cleaning yourself. I don't know if there's anywhere else that's really this comprehensive, to be honest. I was very
the terrain
impressed.
modification way is definitely a good way.
Well, you're hitting different departments. It's not just like, doing food. It's like doing, like right now, you know that you've cleaned yourself to a certain layer now. It's so easy. It really is. Right now at this point in time, it's so easy for you to go to the next layer and either stay where you're at right now or take a little break for a week or so and then start doing this again and do it like 2 or 3 weeks out of the month if you can, and give yourself a break. So I always like to tell people if they can go 21 days for one cycle, try to do 6 cycles, 6 months. They take off 7 days, then you go on again for 21 days. You don't have to do it as aggressive as you did this time. But you're checking off. You're taking a shower, you don't have a shower chlorinator, that's on your next month's gift to yourself. No more lead with lipstick. No more tampons that are not organic, okay, because of all the different chemicals. staying away from perfumes and synthetics, and no matter what it would be, from just changing your laundry. These are all little check-offs. So right now you got a nice list of, I call them optimizing lifestyle changes. And you don't have to stop doing anything. Even if you were smoking, let's say, cigarettes, where people don't want to stop. Well, at least go to organic, get away from the chemicals, and at least light up without a butane lighter, light up with hemp line, with beeswax. At least get those toxicities out. So it's living a more conscious life is actually more fun anyways, because you got something to talk about when you talk to other people, because most people are living pretty unconscious of a life. So, you know, it is sort of pioneering information, a lot of this information, because we do live in such a toxic world. And you could be like, I know Amber eats pretty good, I'm sure, over in California. You know, she's raw food chefy and really knows how to you know, prepare a lot of these foods. But just living in the density where you get all these cars and all this population, all this Wi-Fi and all this stuff, it is very smart to, you know, to once a year really do some type of an undertaking of a cleansing. So Mom goes back tonight, right?
Yep, I go back tonight, and I'm going back to the Metro Phoenix area in Arizona, and I'm gonna have to make some changes. You know, what can I say?
She'll be back again. Don't worry.
Yeah, I will definitely be back again. Oh,
There's the mic.
I get a mic.
Yeah.
That's scary. I was gonna say I'm hoping I can get back in May of next year. So when I say I'll definitely be back again, I'm very seriously planning on it, because for me this is just the start, and I know I have a lot more to do. So
See, I'm using you for my family. I'm going to say, Dr. Mari, got Mom to come up.
Yeah.
So I'm going to see if I can use this, because this is such, when my brothers came here last week, that was the first thing they said. Hey, I need to get some of these medical therapies. I need to really buckle down and do this stuff, because you know you need to do it, but when are you going to do it, or when do you think you can do it with sometimes complexity, sometimes at the house?
And that's the major thing for people, I think, is to really decide to put your health as your priority, and to just make the time. You know, you need to make the time. You make time to do other things. You know, you make time to watch your shows, or, you know,
It's true.
you make time to do these things. And so there's always time, and it's just basically where are you putting your health on your list of priorities.
I always try to tell people, if you can do this for 6 months, then you'll be through boot camp, phase 1, and you're on your new life. But you got to try to do it for 6 months. And you may not like it so much in the 6 months, but after 6 months, everything in the beginning that was tough for you, it's like starting a new job, is like a piece of cake. So you can never go back, especially. That's the best part. Once you do this for 6 months, on and off,
go back.
you can't go back from what you came, because you go, I'm not falling down that mountain again. Man, that was a crawl coming up.
Well, and, you know, I think that, especially Kenneth, you had a really challenging fast. You know, he had a lot of nausea and things he kind of struggled with during the fast. But do you think that after this experience that you would try a short fast again?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I believe in it, and now that I've gone through with it, I feel incredible and much better. And so I definitely going to continue this as a practice, you know, annually throughout, maybe a couple of times throughout the year. I think it's a choice, you know. This is the most important thing. When your health's in jeopardy, if you ever get to that point in your life, it becomes very clear in those moments. So I think people, you just gotta understand, this is your life, this is your health. There's nothing else more important out there. And this is a first class operation these people are running here, and you can really get yourself on the right direction.
And you notice, you guys, each of you, no one really came up with a companion, like, you know, come on, honey, let's go. You guys all went by yourselves. This guy got girlfriend, Amber's married, child, Mom's got work, everybody's got all these responsibilities.
I got a husband and 5 dogs and a cat and the whole.
Gotta make time.
You know,
Farm.
Yeah.
Doggies.
No, you guys all made time. So, and everybody's sort of close to their 21 days right now, right? You're on 21. How many?
I'm gonna be leaving next
Not
Wednesday.
Okay.
Wednesday morning.
Oh, I'm gonna be so sad.
I'm sad.
The house is gonna be empty.
Even when you get a little homesick, I mean, you start to create like a
I know.
family here, you know?
Yeah.
It's
Well, it's a
been
family that
journey.
all is sort of on the same path
Yeah.
too, so it blends a lot better than when you go home. You got to fight.
Actually
Yeah,
talk to
it's
these
great to
people,
be
you know, at
around
home you
people.
can't talk about this stuff.
You got to fight the fast food world and all the
Yeah.
different commercials. And
Got like minds out here. It's really
Exactly.
nice.
all right.
very comforting.
Nice, nice. Anything? Hey, Hody Do, quit chewing on all the chairs. Let's give me some more orange.
Oh man, stop. He's lively today.
He's
wants-
already had like 3 apple slices. He's like, stop feeding me.
He wants you to hold him. That's why.
He is just tearing that
Hey,
chair
Hody
apart.
Do, no more chewing. All right.
So what else do you guys want to share anything else about kind of your experience here? Something that you really liked or something that was very challenging? Maybe like whatever you would just tell anyone who is thinking about coming here, you know, considering it, or maybe something that you guys were feeling anxiety about before coming, or
Well, and you did some different adventures outside of here too. You know, like even going into me the other day when I went to the waterfall. Down, I just go into the waterfall, and I got to do that every day. I forgot about doing
the
that.
waterfall on the property he's talking about. The waterfall on the property.
It's such invigorating. Hody, you know what? You're gonna lose your power, biting all the chairs.
Oh, no.
What if we put him up here?
Yeah, I know he's starting to chew on that too.
Yeah,
And,
it's just so beautiful out here, everything.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a really nice place to do a fast. It's gorgeous. You can walk around the property. You can just sit here and enjoy the view if you don't have much energy.
Well, I'll take you on adventures.
Yeah, we did a lot
We've
of
been on
adventures.
adventures.
We've been on many adventures, many adventures.
Shopping.
Swam with some turtles for the first time in my life, you know.
Yeah.
Hydrocolon therapy.
Yeah.
Even-
Colonics, you know, first colonic I ever got to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we do a lot.
I kind of wondered what I was going to be doing the whole time, if I was just going to sit in a room and just
Lose
you know,
yourself in your mind.
not eat and all that. But they take you on adventures, and Dr. Mari is, I mean, if
Yeah.
you ever need any help with anything, or you're having trouble with the fast, or I had a lot of nausea, you know, they're there.
They
So,
keep
I mean,
you busy.
It's a really supportive system here, so I recommend it.
and you also get a chance to learn how to make some of the different things that you know, food wise. If you're interested in actually really learning, you know, you have people here that are actually
Oh,
taking
yeah.
step by step.
Yeah, you guys had a raw food shop that you not.
Yeah, before I came, like I've been into this stuff for a while now, you know, and coming here, you learn a lot. You learn a lot, even when you think you know a lot.
Yeah, even if
you
you
learn
think
way
you-
more,
Mhm.
way more.
Yeah.
It's been a great journey.
Well, you're going to put this into your new lifestyle, so when you get home,
It's gonna be even better.
Hody! I heard that big piece of wood come off. Okay, I'm gonna come and get you. All right.
I don't want you to bite me.
you're nervous.
No, no, he won't bite.
Well, I would be. You being hard.
He knows I love him. I just
Well,
he got me a little good.
Hody ho.
Did you see her arm?
No.
She has like a wound.
Oh, it's because he pinched you good. Oh no, he didn't get his way. He's like a big child. Remember, he's baby Huey. He doesn't know his own power. Doesn't know his own strength. So you have to, you know, keep him away from your eyes and. Hey, you like that?
It's like a pacifier.
Okay, that's enough. You're gonna lose your power. I can tell in a second. You're gonna bug her. Okay, I think you're bugging her. Hey. Huh? Yes. Oh, you tonguer.
Tongue.
Come on. Yeah. You hold him.
Whoa.
Hey, he says, I'm not playing
Good.
so you guys got IVs, so we can't do that over there. Get over there.
Yeah, I can just see him with the IV. What's this?
I'm not babysitting.
Okay.
Anything else you guys want to share, particularly like about your experience? I know
I mean,
I
yeah,
know
with,
that you guys have stuff to share. We did so much.
Well, we went to the couple of the local markets.
oh yeah, all the different types of food out here. Coming from Vegas, we don't have all the unique fruits and vegetables and stuff, and just seeing everything, going to the market. The culture here is beautiful. The food here is amazing.
You got your raw milk from Co.
Oh yeah, I got some raw milk, some raw cheese.
Freshly hand squeezed.
Yeah.
No machine did
Yeah.
that one.
And that's illegal in Vegas. You can't get those kinds of things.
And the fertile eggs.
Yeah, the fertile eggs.
Yep.
You know.
And when you go to the
just-
farmer's market, it's like weird because there's just so much stuff. And it's all local grown.
Your yard
Yeah, and
is
just-
like the farmer's market.
Yeah, exactly. And he
yeah.
just took me on a little walk around the land, and he was just showing me like all the plants and how everything is useful. Everything around here is
Everything's edible.
useful. Edible.
Pharmacological.
Yeah, exactly. And that's awesome. You can just walk around the property and find something to eat.
Yeah, if
You
you're
know?
looking to detox, I mean, you get to stay in like a 5-star resort, go have tour guides, go to the beach,
Yeah.
and you get to clean yourself up. So I mean,
Yeah, top-notch doctor.
And have a little bit of fun.
yeah, it's
Yeah, we had
The
some
great,
fun.
the great
Look at these guys.
Badminton.
What? Look at the tans everybody's got. And you guys had perfect, beautiful weather too. A couple
Oh, yeah.
days of rain here and there, but it's always nice.
Very gorgeous
amazing.
weather.
Get some games of badminton on in the front lawn. We do yoga, lay out. Lots of
The
sunning.
best yoga class I've had, and I've had a lot, was just on that front grass. It's such because the sun and the views, and it was perfect this morning too.
It was
Yeah, it
beautiful.
was.
I was looking up at the sky. She goes, "Now get your drishti going." I'm thinking the clouds are moving too quick. It's not gonna-
Just do it.
Yeah, I better stare at something that's not moving.
Yeah. it's
And
been-
just so I can sound on this side here, you know, it's hard to find some people that really sort of are into this. It's not just like sort of like a job. This is all coming from. This is like what makes me happy, makes you happy, and I like to find people that really. This is part of, you know, your happiness is seeing other people actually flower and change massively. Because everybody that comes here, everybody loses between 15 to 25 pounds, and their whole facial structures, vitality structure, their energetic structure, everything just changes so much just by just even mediumly
Yeah.
hanging through. Not even being like, you guys were pretty.
This
you know.
group was very gung ho, and you
Yeah.
guys did an amazing job. You know, the first night here, I try to go in the steam room with each of them and show them how to gua sha. I'm not very nice.
How to bruise themselves
Yeah.
correctly.
Yes.
Yeah, wash on is pretty fun. Can be rough, but it's
Yeah,
pretty
you have
good.
some good gua sha marks.
Yeah.
Val got some good gua sha marks.
It's got some good battle wounds
See on her
there.
chest
And
there.
self-inflicted too.
Yeah, yeah. And the irony is, it maybe looks bad, but it feels good.
But in time,
does.
all the bruising goes away. When you
Yeah.
do get bruising, it just means you have more work. That's all it means.
Yep.
So you let it come down. It usually takes
Let it
two or what'd you say? You want some gua sha? It usually takes 2 or 3 days to lose the sort of bruisey look, and then you can go on another good cycle. And the more that you consistently do it, I try to tell people once you get home is do it in the shower every day for like 3 minutes. Just in the shower, you know, make sure you're hot first. Do it at the end of your shower, so when you're pretty, you know, ready to go, and then you just gua sha your whole set, your face, your neck, and I usually like, because this is really beneficial for people, is I get a pool ball or like a massager, and put my head under the water, and I move all my cranial sutures, my temporal sutures, my occipital sutures, parietal sutures, and in order,
Scrub 'em.
yeah, you scrub them and you break them apart, because when you breathe, this is very important for you to feel good. When you breathe, your skull does this. I'm going to breathe in, and when you let it out, and when you breathe in, and let it out. And if it doesn't do that, you never feel good. So these are some of the things that, you know, a lot of times people say, well, I just did this and I still feel, because I get headaches all the time, I feel dizzy, I'm not so... So there's a lot of things, restructuring. Once you get soft is what I'm trying to say. Stretching, yoga,
Lots of body work.
body work,
Body work.
is fun actually. But in the beginning though, all body work hurts.
Yeah. Yeah, so you guys have experienced that, getting walked
Yeah.
on.
Some body work, it's nice. It's rough, but you know it's working. You know it's doing something.
And next time you can take even more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it gets better and better every time. Same with stretching. I've gotten a lot more flexible since being here.
Yeah, we do a lot of partner stretching on the lawn. And I think, yeah, I've definitely noticed your flexibility, even just in 3 weeks has,
Yeah.
has really gotten a lot better.
And
So.
you know, a lot of people that come up here sometimes are just coming up to lose some weight, or they're just they don't feel good. But a lot of people that are coming up here nowadays is they're trying to get off a lot of prior addictions. I don't care if it's alcohol, some type of pharmacological from your medical doctor, some type of recreational drug, coffee, tea, whatever it is, food, sugar. And so it is such a miraculous change when you reset yourself, because now you have a new life. After it does take 21 days. Remember, it takes 7 days for anybody to catch a habit. And it takes you approximately 21 days minimum for you to be able to reprogram your neural nets so you don't have that feeling inside like I'm missing something, like a cup of coffee and a cigarette, or a cigarette and a cup of coffee, whatever way it would be.
Well, I feel like I should say too that the weight loss is not really
Yeah.
the goal. And also, water fasting is not amazing for weight loss. It's a great way to start out changing your lifestyle habits, and that's how you'll lose weight. But I mean, if you're thin and you're like, oh, I can't fast, you know, that's not the reality. I think maybe like Kenneth can speak about this, but you know, you or all of you actually can, is you lose this weight, but as soon as you start eating again, you're gaining about 5 pounds back right off the bat. And then when you're putting the weight back on, you're actually putting on weight in a healthier tissue. So you lose fat tissue when you're water fasting, and then the weight you put back on is healthier, more muscular tissue.
It's more dense.
After. Yeah, but you shouldn't, come into a water fast thinking, I'm going to lose all this weight. Yes, you will lose weight, but you will put it back on. And because you'll be taking in all your calories more efficiently, your digestive tract now is really clean and is able to take in all your calories, all your food. So really the water fast is to clean you out and also to get you to break habits so that you can move into a healthier lifestyle and you'll shed the pounds that way. So just wanted to mention.
No, exactly.
I feel like on the path to health, a lot of people have tried to heal me with their specific kind of trade, but it was nice to come here and see there's like a real holistic approach to getting healed. We're doing yoga, we're eating, we got a raw food chef, we're eating, we're learning how to properly feed ourselves, and it's just
clean yourself,
yeah,
alcohol.
There's
It's a
so
whole
many things.
approach.
You got yoga, gua sha, body work,
And just relaxing, laying in the sun.
Saunas.
relaxing, grounding.
Yeah.
All the different therapies you do with like
The IVs.
IVs, the sine waves,
The acupuncture.
the infrared mat. I mean, I was on that thing every day for an hour at least.
Yeah, the Vitamat.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
Well, just one last thing, when people used to do fast, maybe back in the 30s and 40s, they used to be able to clean themselves up very good. We just use fasting right now as just to sort of like pre-clean you up to get you ready. So you could do way more advanced there. Remember, 30, 40, 50 years ago, they didn't have plasticizers, they didn't have plastics. They didn't have all these 80,000 plus chemicals in the system. They didn't have chemtrails spraying 3 times a week. They didn't have millions of cars, and even in Los Angeles at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, all going pop, 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 kicking out nickel poisoning and toxicity. So we live in a different world now, and if you really don't do, because that's my whole life is detoxification, and if you really want to be effective with it, if you don't do the medical therapies, it's just a lot harder road to break. It's basically breaking through to get you on the path. Because once you get on the path here, then part of the sort of like this weird thing is if you don't really want to change your lifestyle and you're not ready for change, then don't try any of this, because this is going to change your life. It will totally change your life. But most people that I talk to, they're ready for change. They're ready for some type of upgrade. They're not ready for a downgrade. They're ready for change. Not all change is good, but they're ready for a better change. So just doing the water fast is better than anything, better than just doing smoothies for 3 weeks is really good. Just by getting off of pork for 3 weeks is good. But if you
Forever.
really want to
Get off pork
change
forever.
your DNA and your stars is what I call them, your connection, then it's about a 6-month adventure, but it's just getting started is the whole key. So no matter where you start, even if you're in the standard American diet layer, Doesn't matter. You may not do what somebody else has been doing because they've already been cleaning up for a year right away, but in time, you'll go up this little staircase, one stair at a time, and you'll just change yourself. And not only that, then what happens is you start helping other people change themselves too. It's sort of like a contagion. So Amber and everybody's got a lot of work when they go back, because now they gotta sort of bend their families.
Yeah, teach your families and teach your friends and share the nectar of knowledge.
If they're ready.
If they're ready, that's
Yeah.
the key.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the big key.
Or they'll just fight you.
They gotta help themselves too.
Well, your mom, though, that's the nice thing about mom. Mom gets to go to the store and sort of buy at least some of the food, okay? Versus the quickie food that sometimes people do on the outside, you know, here and there. But at least if mom does this, I think mom doing this is way more important than dad doing it. Dad sometimes, if he just does this and he goes back to mom and all he does is have himself a fight. But if mom's in charge of the house inside and she's cleaning up her act, then she cleans the family's act up. And I found out really that, you know, women really do a change on their families, and for a good way. And the guys, they try to, but they're not as effective as the women, because the women do run a lot of the, who buys the laundry detergent? Who gets this? Who does this? It's a lot of decision making that has to be conscious, and usually mom's the one who's the nurturing, smarter side of the fence there than the guy. It's just what I've found out over time. So, yeah.
One thing I noticed talking to a lot of people about, you know, wanting to detox and clean myself is a lot of people think that's extreme or something. To detox is extreme, but it's logical. You got to look around. The world we live in now is very toxic. It's extremely toxic.
Polluted.
So
Oh, yeah.
Extreme measures.
It's really just it's
But
really
they
just
see it as a
logic.
luxury.
Yeah,
Oh, that
that-
just sounds really luxurious.
I mean, look at how
and not
extreme the
necessary.
pollution is, so you kind of got to be extreme with your detox.
I hear a lot of people say that it's a luxury, and it's not a luxury. It's a necessity is what it is. It's essential to keep yourself at least neutral, and that means that you already have cleaned yourself to a certain layer. And if you want to regress and backpedal, then it does take a lot more effort to stay on the program, just because, you know, I've been out to fast food chains probably at least, I'll say 1,000 times, but it's more than that, you know, when I was younger. And I didn't know any better. So a lot of people that think this is luxury is only because they don't know any better until they get sick, and then it's too late.
That's what I was gonna say. If you wait to detox until you're feeling really bad, it's much more difficult. Much more difficult than it is if you take that preventative, and it's really not even preventative. You're still detoxing the toxic life. Your body's just an amazing machine. It's good at dealing with all these toxins, but after a while,
Breaks down.
breaks down, and then you have symptoms, and now all of a sudden, now you're trying to, like Dr. Cassar said, now you're trying to backpedal. So
The simple parable is, if you have a really nice car, you will take care of it. You will wash the car. You will put air in the tires or have someone do it for you. Whatever it is, you will maintain it though and take care of it. So look at your body as this vehicle that's the only one you've got. This is the one that you've got this carnation. You can negotiate and manipulate it for the better, and or can negotiate it and manipulate it for the worse. So, you know, just really hanging around other people that have you know, ventured into this area. Remember, we're the second most toxic, fattest we can say, toxic nation in the world. Number one is Mexico. And so when you really look at body fat is a harboring like balloon for toxicity, when you get rid of the toxicity, everything changes. And so instead of just starving yourself and thinking I'm going to lose weight, you know what happens. You lose 10, you gain 20 back. So this is really what I found out of 35 years of doing this. This is the simplest and easiest and most effective way to be able to sort of clean yourself up and get on the right path. So thank you for doing the medical therapies, because this is a big piece that I've been looking for. Because what happens is if you don't do the medical therapies, then it takes twice as much focused power for you to really consistently really do what it takes to be able to unleash. You can sort of cheating. Medical therapies is cheating is a little bit, but it's smart cheating. You know, you're not going to get in trouble for cheating. It's just, are you smart enough to not pollute yourself up again once you go ahead and get some of this stuff up? And then are you smart enough, or someone else around you, to sort of help you get to the point where this becomes more or less like it's fun to do, and it's not some big Oh.
I'm gonna just take her IV.
And I get my IV in 2 seconds here. You can watch her give me a harpoon. And of course, does this hurt going in? Do you feel?
No,
Yeah. I mean,
doesn't hurt.
most guys are
Doesn't
pretty
hurt at all.
wussy seeing blood or anything because we don't get a chance to see it too often.
Yeah, especially when you know what it's doing for you. I mean,
Yeah.
no big deal.
Did
at
you
all.
feel any side effects from any therapy that you got here as far as like, I'm not doing that again? Whoa.
Oh no,
No.
of course not.
The only side effect I've ever got is a little diarrhea. That's it. And I sort of felt when I got my high vitamin C injection one time, we did it a little quicker, and it felt like sort of like I was on like maybe a half a beer.
Yeah.
Whoa, vitamin C high.
Get a little giggly.
Yeah, you
giggly.
They did, yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
He
I
got
did too.
extremely giggly from chelation.
Yeah, chelation.
Real giggly.
Really?
Yeah.
Just silly.
Yeah, it was
That
Well,
was fun.
it unloads a lot of stuff inside you in a lot of ways. Let's say you went to 25 parties for the last 3 or 4 years, and let's say a lot of people do ecstasy, they do MDMA, they smoke cannabis, they do tobacco, they drink whatever. And when you got this stuff in your tissues and you start detoxing, it comes out and you say, wow, a lot of stuff comes back out in the system here. So that's another sort of like a lot of people that go through this, they sometimes go through like little reverse trips that they had back because they're getting a lot of stuff out at the same time. The number one thing I notice from doing the medical therapies is that whatever you would do on your own, it's like amping it up 20 times. And the only negative downfall, like I said, I've ever had is a little bit of diarrhea, and I got a little depression a couple times. That's it. Because I'm unloading so much stuff out of my system. Now, I haven't done EDTA in a long time, only because it's too aggressive on my body when I take it by mouth. But by the injection, what kind of negative?
zero.
You didn't sit on the toilet all day.
No,
No,
zero negative effects.
a negative effect.
Yep.
I remember I gave you some mouth EDTA just to clean the intestinal tract.
Oh God.
Kept you on the toilet for a while.
Oh God.
Didn't it?
Talk about intense. Intense. Yes. I slept on the bathroom floor.
Yeah, just because she had to go
Very
so many
intense.
times, so she might as well stay in there. You gotta stay there.
Don't leave. Why leave the bathroom? So.
No. All right.
That was fun.
Very good, you guys. You guys were great as far as being all within the same level of everybody sort of helping each other too. Because the support comes from yourselves too. You know, you got to have support around. You get 2 or 3 pessimistic people, that one bad apple, it does go ahead and make the rest sort of smell too. So you got a bunch of good apples around you, even if you weren't smelling so good. You smell good now, right?
Gotta be in each other's stench.
Yeah. All right. Very good.
Right.
That was it. And another group of terrain modifiers that are going to be getting me let home to amplify their effects of anything that they learned and on the way. And you don't stop learning either. You just keep on.
It's
gaining
all
more
learning
knowledge.
process.
The more you learn, the less you know. As
Forever
you find
student.
Out. Yeah. All right. Let's all say aloha and mahalo. Everybody. Okay. There we go.
Ah, shaka. Aloha.
All right. We'll see you guys here. All right, and the one who's filming that is behind us is David Rocher, and he's going to do a spin. There he is. 90 pounds less, terrain modified.